Yeah, you guys hit that 100 like goal in like the first day. I don't know what to ask for anymore. Like, do I double it again? 200 likes? Do I ask for 100 likes on one of Spencer's videos instead? Or is that too much effort, you know? Like, or do I be a right mean person and just ask you guys for something impossible? I don't know. It's interesting. How about how about 100 likes on Spencer's next video? No, you know what? No. I have a better idea. Hold on. Let me pause real quick. You know, I've been asking for a lot of likes recently in my videos. I asked 300 in the What If Tanjiro Was a Godlike Talent movie. I asked 100 on part 3, so you guys get today's part, which is part 4. And then I was thinking, like, you know, 300 likes for a Bleach What If, that's a lot. But then also, like, I can't go asking 200 likes for a part 5. Like, I know you guys could probably do that. You guys could crush that easily. I know that for a fact. But then I thought to myself, you know, I don't know if these likes actually do anything. I don't know if that boosts the channel. I think only comments do that. Now, I don't really care too much if the channel gets boosted. I mean, I'm making this for you guys, for Spencer, and for myself. So there's that. But, you know, I thought of something. Instead of 100 likes, you know, how about we get Spencer to like 200 subscribers? I know that sounds crazy, right? But man is at like 127. It would only take like, I can't do math, but like 73 of you. Is that correct? Yeah, like 73 of you guys. Okay. So if 73 of you guys would go to Spencer's channel, first link in the description, and just click that little subscribe button. Yeah, I think then I'll release part 5, the next part of this What If. Yeah, there's not much to say besides that. So yeah, without further ado, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below. Hit that bell so you're always notified of when I upload, and without any further ado, let's get into it.
Don't you know who you are? Your eyes are filled with stars.
Who are you? Itadori asked the person at the top of the stairs. Nice to meet you, vassal of Sukuna. The person's arm changed. Mahito-san! Wait! Junpei cried out. However, Mahito attacked Itadori. Itadori reflexively counterattacked, blowing up Mahito's arm. Well, you are quite strong. I've underestimated you a bit, Mahito would say. Junpei, run! I don't know what relationship you have with him, but right now just run, Itadori would say. Junpei got in between the two of them. Itadori-kun, please wait. Calm down. Mahito-san's not a bad person. Junpei froze at his own words, as he realized that Mahito was indeed a bad person. Mahito was about to lay his hand on Junpei, however, an ominous aura could be felt. Stop. It was Sukuna's voice. Mahito was frozen. Although it would be amusing if you killed the brat, He has a good taste in movies, and I'd like for him to show me some more. Touch the brat and I'll kill you, Sukuna would say, surprising everyone. Itadori took this chance to land a blow on Mahito's face, as Mahito got sent up the stairs. How funny. Well, there goes my plan. Well, you can't hurt me any. Mahito's nose started bleeding profusely. Junpei, that person is a cursed spirit. Not just any, but a special grade. It is most likely that he killed your mother, Itadori would say, getting in a battle stance. No, there's no way Mahito-san wouldn't do that, Junpei thought, but at that moment Mahito started laughing hysterically. It's right. I placed Sukuna's finger there. I killed your mother, Mahito would say, laughing hysterically. Junpei broke down in tears. His knees felt weak and he threw up. Mahito started gloating about how he has been manipulating Junpei the entire time and how his life is worthless, things like that. Stop. Please let this nightmare end, Junpei cried out. At that moment, cursed energy shook the building. As Itadori looked at Mahito and spoke, the words shaking both Mahito and Junpei. I'll kill you. Itadori launched several blows on Mahito, barraging him with attacks non-stop. Mahito started bleeding profusely. He didn't just let Itadori punch him, however, he soon counterattacked by changing the shape of his arm into a whip-like blade as it devastated most of the hallway. Itadori focused his entirety on the fight as he dodged attack after attack. He got close enough to hit Mahito. Divergent fist, he'd say, hitting Mahito, hitting a black flash, and his divergent fist hitting that trillionth of a second later. Mahito coughed up a serious amount of blood as he got launched outside. He stood back up. Not a bag attack. Huh? His stomach was blown open. You truly are a monster, he'd say, regenerating himself. He aimed his arm at Itadori as he sent out a drill-like shot. However, it was dodged easily as Itadori at an incredible speed blitzed Mahito as he slammed him into the ground by his head. As Itadori was about to punch Mahito in the face again, he had been pierced by multiple spears. Mahito placed his hand on Itadori as he was about to use his curse technique, however he arrived within Sukuna's innate domain. Get out. Know your place, fool, Sukuna would say, injuring Mahito severely. Not only that, but as soon as Mahito got out, he was hit by Yuji, this time harder than before. It was at that moment that Nanami joined in. Itadori was constantly barraging Mahito, but now that Nanami joined in, Mahito was getting pummeled. Mahito in a desperate moment expanded his body massively. He had to run away because he had taken too much damage. Itadori hit his massive body, but that was just a decoy. The real Mahito was already running away. However, before he could get to the sewer grate, he had been hit and pierced by 2 tentacles. You don't think I'll let you run away after what you did, right? Junpei came in and attacked Mahito again, this time sending him back a bit. The poison was spreading over Mahito's body, so he transfigured his body in a way that made all the poison areas detach from his body. Before Mahito could say anything, he already got hit in the back of the head again. Divergent fist! Another black flash followed by that trillionth of a second cursed energy. Mahito barely transfigured enough of his head, big enough to not die in one hit. But right after that he got hit by Nanami again, followed up by Yuji hitting him, with Junpei supporting them from afar. This hurts, but it's exhilarating. I need to get out of this. This is giving me so much inspiration. Mahito's thoughts were flaring. Domain expansion. Self-embodiment of perfection. Mahito formed a domain. It pushed Yuji outside of it whilst only capturing Nanami. Junpei was far enough away to not get caught into it, but it was still disastrous. Nanami knew this was the end. Mahito's curse technique would kill him right, but then, as Mahito was gonna finish Nanami off, Divergent fist. A loud bang could be heard as Yuji entered Mahito's domain. At that moment, Mahito saw within Yuji once more, and ended up in Sukuna's domain. Did you not learn your lesson last time? Learn your place, fool. Sukuna slashed at Mahito twice. Mahito's domain got dispersed as he was in quite a predicament. He was gonna die. He fell to his knees from the damage he had received. He didn't want to die, though. He saw Yuji running at him at great speed. Yuji's fist was about to strike his face yet again. At that moment, wood sprouted out and Itadori got hit as he coughed up a lot of blood. You! Itadori yelled as he looked at the arrival of another cursed spirit, the one that had helped Yoko escape last time. Wood started sprouting from many places as Nanami and Junpei had to dodge. Itadori, however, ran up the wood as he was about to strike at the new cursed spirit's face. The amount of cursed energy in his fist reached a new height. His footing, however, disappeared as he fell to be caught by moondregs. Bye-bye, Mahito's voice could be heard as he disappeared into the sewer grate. The other cursed spirit was nowhere to be found, like its presence was erased. Nanami tried to catch Mahito, but he slipped his grasp. Nanami called someone as he told him that the special grate had escaped into the sewers. Itadori fell to his knees from the blood loss and exhaustion from the fight. Are you alright? Junpei asked, supporting Itadori. I'm alright, just a bit tired, Itadori exclaimed as he sat down. He was angered that he had let the cursed spirits escape his grasp, but right now, more than anything, he felt guilt. Because Junpei could have had his closure. Itadori, I would like to join Jujutsu High, Junpei said with a determined look. That's great! I know you'll like it there, Itadori would say. Well, he'll still have to go through admission. I'll be sending in the report. After all, you are still presumed dead, Nanami would say, checking Itadori's wounds. Huh? Dead? Junpei asked in worry. Well, it's a long story, Itadori would say, laughing. Later that day, Itadori had been fully healed by one of Gojo's old friends. Junpei got introduced to Gojo, who was excited to see someone on par with Fushiguro in terms of talent alone. Gojo said he would take care of it, and gave Itadori another task. Itadori got given an old book. Read it, Gojo said, not elaborating further as he and Junpei left. Seriously? Itadori said out loud, but to no avail. No one was there to hear his cries. Itadori started reading the book. It was old and everything in it was complicated to understand. The book was definitely over 600 pages long, with each page holding hundreds of words. This is so boring, Itadori thought as he was reading the book. So far he had only gotten to page 12 and he still didn't understand much of it. The book Gojo had left Itadori was a book talking about cursed energy manipulation, hundreds of thousands of different theories, and actual uses of cursed energy manipulation. Most of them were, case in point, just theories, but because the circumstances required to bring them into practice never existed before, and there was no need to try them anyway. Currently, Itadori was reading Volume 1. Most of the theories were theories about using the 6 eyes in different ways, but it was still very complicated, and Itadori was slowly frying his brain with all of this new info. Time flew by as Itadori read the book. Yo, found anything useful yet? Gojo asked, surprising Yuji. It had been over 5 hours, and Itadori had read up until page 74. No, most of these go into really high detail at the start, but slowly they start sounding like crazy talk, Itadori would say as he exhaled a deep sigh. I'm certain there's something in there useful to you, Gojo would say with a smirk. Sensei, you didn't read this? Itadori asked, waiting for Gojo to say that he did, and that he knew exactly where Itadori should look to become stronger. But alas. I didn't. There are 11 more volumes just like that one, and even though we hold those books in our treasury, no one reads them because they're deemed useless, Gojo replied. Then why am I reading these? Yuji asked. Because you might be able to create a technique out of it, Gojo replied. You see, each one of those theories is based off of the Six Eyes and or Limitless, so the chance that there's something you could use is pretty high. I've already taught you everything about Limitless, showing you Curse Technique Blue, Red, and even Purple, yet you can't use them because you don't have Limitless. You can perceive them and even register the info, but you can't bring them into reality yourself. So the only thing we can do now is either refine your cursed output to the maximum, or we can try to make another technique like your Divergent Fist, Gojo explained, frying Yuji's brain even more. I'm sure you've got this, Yuji, Junpei would say with a smile, encouraging his friend. Yuji sighed as he continued reading and trying to understand what was written before him. Junpei, we'll start on your training while Yuji reads. You're still miles behind on physical combat while you have decent cursed energy manipulation, and your Shikigami is something anyone would have to be careful of. If you develop it a bit more, of course. We have 2.5 weeks left, so let's get started. And so Junpei started training with Gojo, learning all of the basics just like Yuji did, even having to watch movies and infuse his cursed energy into a corpse. After 1 week, Yuji had finished Volume 1. There were snippets of information that seemed like they could be useful, but they were incomplete and Yuji didn't know how to further them. He had asked Gojo, but even Gojo didn't know for certain. Itadori started on Volume 2. Around this time, Junpei had full control over his cursed energy, and he could easily make his Shikigami stronger. In terms of strength, he was at least twice as strong as he was a week ago. His combat training was getting worse though. He wasn't cut out for physical combat like Yuji, so Gojo made sure to teach him how to make himself stronger with cursed energy. Another week passed in which Itadori had finished Volume 2 and even Volume 3, with Volume 2 holding much of the same as Volume 1, and Volume 3 being the only one with real new info. There were 3 more days until they would have to go take part in the Tokyo Exchange event. Junpei was fighting Gojo like he had been for the last 2 weeks. He was making improvements. In terms of physical combat, he wasn't far behind Megumi, and his synergy with fighting with his Shikigami could be compared to that of Megumi as well. Junpei grew every time he fought alongside his Shikigami, and even used his Shikigami strategically. In terms of potential, Gojo compared him to people like Yuji and Yuta. Yuji, who was reading Volume 4, closed the book. Done reading already? I can give you Volume 5 if you want, Gojo would say, however Yuji shook his head. No, I'm getting kinda sick of reading. Yuji would walk up to Junpei. Watch, alright? Sensei, you've been fighting Junpei and slowly nurturing him, but how about we have a fight? That way Junpei can see a fight on a higher level. Itadori proposed. Gojo took a moment to think as he smirked. Quite a smart idea, you'd say, laughing. But aren't you a bit cocky? Gojo asked as he thought about where Itadori stood. Nah, it's just a practice fight anyway. And I know I can't win against you, Sensei, but I thought about something I read and I think I can pull it into practice. So I have one request, Sensei. Don't allow me to punch you. Use that barrier thingy of yours, Yuji would say, stretching. Gojo looked dumbfounded, but he agreed. Junpei walked to the side as he watched both of them closely. Ready when you are, Gojo would say with a smirk. Alright then, go, Itadori would say as he disappeared. In a flash, he appeared behind Gojo, who was impressed by Itadori's speed. Divergent Fist! Itadori would say as he punched towards Gojo. Gojo stood unimpressed as he saw Itadori's fist coming towards him almost in slow motion. Did he forget that didn't work last time when we trained? Gojo thought. However, when Itadori's fist got just a few inches away from Gojo's face, it didn't stop like it should. What? Gojo thought as Itadori's fist made contact with his face. Gojo performed a low kick, trying to dodge his fist, but Itadori had jumped, dodging his leg. Divergent kick, Itadori said as he kicked towards Gojo, who had taken a few steps back after dodging his kick. How did you bypass the limitless barrier? Gojo asked in a serious tone. So, I did it, right? Alright, Sensei, prepare yourself. I'm not gonna hold back anymore, Itadori would say as his cursed energy spiked. This kid's rate of growth is insane. I love it, Gojo thought as he felt excited about the fight. He prepared to counter Itadori, however Itadori disappeared. Where did he go? Behind! Gojo thought as he turned around preparing to strike Itadori, but Itadori wasn't there. Fooled ya! Itadori yelled as he was above Gojo. Divergent fist enhanced! Itadori yelled out as he punched Gojo, sending him back quite a bit. I landed a hit! Itadori cheered. Gojo stood shocked. He wasn't going full out, but Itadori had escaped his senses. How? Itadori fell on his butt as he grabbed his legs. I thought about using Divergent Fist in my legs to boost my speed beyond what even Gojo-sensei could sense. However, it hurts like hell. That explains it. I felt your cursed energy all around me. You constantly use divergent kicks in your legs to literally run faster than we could perceive. However, the recoil is quite immense. If you had gone for any longer, you would have literally destroyed your own legs. That still doesn't explain how you nullified the limitless barrier, though, Gojo asked, perplexed. There was knowledge even he didn't know. However, if Yuji told him, then he could probably find a way to stop it from happening. Let me show you, Itadori would say, getting up as he walked up to Gojo. As he stuck out his hand, he slowed down until he got so slowed down that it looked like he had stopped moving. This is what happens normally, however I realized that I can do this. Itadori broke through the limitless and landed his hand on Gojo's chest. I couldn't see it properly before because of your speed, but I get it. You're maximizing all of your focus on the cursed energy in the space that I infinitely divided, but instead of breaking it, you're rerouting the barrier to let your hand in. The amount of concentration you would need for this. No, wait, if it's you, that would make sense. Also, you're able to do this because of your 6 eyes. I see. In other words, the only person in the world that could do this is you. I see. How did you get the idea? Gojo asked, rambling for a bit. Well, in Volume 4, there was a page talking about using the cursed energy in the atmosphere and enhancing yourself externally. I tried to do it, but all I was able to do was build layers on top of my own skin. It was more like a defense. So I will probably have to train this a bit more, but it gave me the idea of sort of absorbing your barrier, basically bypassing it. Yuji, you genius! Gojo would say, putting his fingers on his chin as he thought deeply. If you manage to do this, you might be able to make a barrier of your own. It wouldn't be the same as limitless, but you'd be able to stop most attacks, Gojo would say as he explained further with Itadori listening closely. As Gojo explained, Yuji got more and more lost. Eventually, Gojo showed a small example, as he gathered the cursed energy and formed a small oval-shaped barrier with it. When he poked it, the cursed energy that was bunched up blew out, redirecting his finger. Something like that. Yuji looked excited as he instantly tried putting it into practice. Junpei, attack me, Itadori would say as cursed energy fluctuated around him. Moondregs, Junpei yelled out as his Shikigami sent out 2 tentacles towards Yuji. When they were about to hit, they got deflected with the cursed energy blowing out. The cursed energy took 2 seconds to get back around Yuji. Eventually you'll be able to use it constantly, however, how you'll master it depends on you, Gojo would say with a smile. Junpei approached Itadori. That was so cool, that was like force field from... Here he goes again, rattling about movies, Gojo thought as Junpei and Itadori started geeking out over movies again. Yes, I'm sure it resembles a movie, but we need to get back to training. Yuji, you join in too. Fight alongside Junpei and come at me. I'll go a bit more serious, Gojo would say, taking off his glasses. Well then, Junpei, let's do this, Itadori would say, taking off his glasses as well. He had been wearing slightly tinted glasses. The strain of 6 eyes wasn't as bad as it was on Gojo, because Yuji's insane stamina just complemented it nicely. I'm gonna master this in 3 days, Itadori proclaimed. Their fight started, and 3 days later it was time. Yo, everyone from Kyoto. Sorry I'm late, I was out shopping. I brought you all some souvenirs. Here you go, Gojo would say, giving all of the Kyoto school students some souvenirs and trinkets. Gojo-sensei, you were almost late again. Also, who's that? Megumi would ask as he pointed at Junpei. Sorry. This is the 4th first-year student, Yoshino Junpei. He's quite strong, so don't worry about him holding you guys back, Gojo would say. Nice to meet you guys. My name is Yoshino Junpei, but please just call me Junpei. Junpei introduced himself to them. Nobara Kugisaki, that's my name. Pleasure to meet you, Nobara said, giving her greetings. However, Megumi didn't say anything. Sensei, you just said 4th, Megumi said in a slightly saddened tone, thinking back on Yuji. Yeah, sorry about that. I brought you all a gift too, by the way, Gojo would say as he removed a few seals from a box. After the last seal got torn off, everyone had their guards up. After all, the cursed energy and the pressure that was coming from the box was intense. Ta-da! Hey everyone! Yuji would say, revealing himself in a weird pose. Megumi and Nobara looked shocked, horrified. Yuji, Megumi stuttered. I'm back, Yuji smiled, extending his hand. Megumi sighed as he gave Yuji a high five. Welcome back. And that marks the end of part 4. Yeah, with that all out of the way, it's pretty short part compared to the last one, but I'd still say 26 minutes pretty well. Well, it's like 23 because of the 3 minutes in the beginning of me rambling, but we're just gonna skip that, okay? Anyway. Yeah, I get Spencer to 200 subscribers and I'll give you guys like part 5. Not gonna put a time limit on it because you guys did the 100 likes way too quickly. So yeah, Spencer's link will be top of the description. With that all out of the way, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment something down below like this what if was dope. If it was. And yeah. Oh yeah, forgot about it. Join the new Discord. It's in the description as well. And yeah, with that all out of the way, I hope you lovely cubs have a lovely day. My name's the Dragon Lord, and I am signing out.